YouTube, 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 YouTube. What's up? It's your boy 360 GZ, and it's a lot of wavers out here that just don't like you barbers out there. I'm gonna say it like this: they don't like you. Now the reason why they don't like you is because you keep messing their waves up, okay? We put too much time and effort, and motivation becomes behind it, and consistency and dedication comes behind it for you to mess it up. So right now, I'm gonna tell all my barbers out there how to cut 360 waves, all right? It's very simple, very easy. You follow along with these steps. If you're not stubborn enough to really intake, or is it intake or take in?
Boy, if you don't get
take in, all right, what I'm saying, all right? A lot of barbers out there feel like, oh, I'm not about to listen to this guy. I'm not about to, no, and those are the barbers that you don't need to go to because they ain't trying to learn nothing, okay? All right, it's your boy 360 GZ. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, please hit this subscribe button right here, all right? Right here, it's right here. Just hit that subscribe button. All right here. I got a lot of time, you guys. You guys know how I feel about this subscribe button. Just hit it. All right. It's your boy 360 GZ. Stay tuned. 360 Alright YouTube, the first thing you want to do when cutting a 360 waver is comb the hair off the scalp. Alright, what you're doing by combing is lifting the waves off the scalp, and you're kind of looking at, especially around the crown area, how the waves go, okay? It's very important that you cut with the grain. Unless the client wants you to cut against the grain, it's always important never to go against the grain when it comes to a 360 wavers, even though you can, okay? And the waves are gonna still be there if you use a larger guard, but it's just an uncomfortable feeling for a waver. So make sure you comb the hair down and watch the direction in which the waves are going in. Alright, my client came in and said, man, you're the professional. So I gave him a 2 with the grain. I don't know how long my client has been woofing, but obviously he's been woofing, and I'm just going with the grain of the pattern, knocking his hair off, and taking it nice and slow, you know what I mean? Like, make sure that you start off with a higher guard first if you don't know what you're doing, and then go down, because just because it looks like a person has a lot of hair on the hair might be thin, and by you cutting it with a 2, it can really cut out the wave. So always start with a higher guard first. Make sure you pay attention around the crown area, that you're going with the grain and not against the grain, because going in a different direction in the crown area will cause you to have less hair in the crown area. And actually, wavers like to keep their hair a little bit thick in the crown area so that their waves will wave up. But ultimately, cutting down 360 waves, it's not that deep. I know a lot of barbers are kind of skeptical about cutting 360 waves, but ultimately it's not that deep. It's just about taking precaution, because we spend a lot of time brushing our hair, and we spend a lot of time just in the mirror, putting in work for a barber to come in and kind of do what he wants, and causes us to lose progress by putting on a guard that's too low instead of starting off high and cutting us down, and just really taking their time. It really ticks off a waver if you cut his hair too low, because we put in so much work. start with the back, but since I don't start with the back, I'm gonna tell you guys how I fade the back. So right now I got the lever closed and I'm bringing it up just a little bit, combing the hair down and setting in that first guideline, making sure my guideline is real neat. Now second guideline is the lever open, and right now I'm kind of doing a flick out motion because I really don't want to go too far deep into his waves, but right now I'm going up about, I say, 1 inch, and making sure I set in the guideline and making sure my guideline is visible to where I can see, you know, different levels. Right now I got my one guard open and doing the same thing, kind of flicking out, but going up 1 inch. The reason why I'm flicking out is because, you know, you kind of want it to fade because you don't want it to go up into the waves, you know what I mean? You want to kind of keep it as low as possible, and the flick out motion causes you to blend in easier than just setting a harsh guideline in. Alright, next thing I'm going to do is go up with the 2 guard open and just kind of with the corners kind of flick out. With the 2, you won't really see a real big guideline. This is just to basically blend in the 1 to the 2. Now with the 1 guard closed, all you're gonna do is soften up that middle line by using the flick out motion. Now with the 0 guard closed, you're flicking out that middle line, okay? Using the 1 guard closed made it easier so you could put on this 1 guard closed to flick out. Right now I'm going to go back to my 1 guard open because I see a little bulk at the top that I'm going to get out. So don't be afraid to go back and you know, fix up your work also. It's not an issue to just go back to a guard and be like, you know what, I'm going to make this a little bit better than it is. Right now I got my lever closed and I'm knocking out that bottom line. I know the bottom line doesn't seem visible right here, but it's still there if you look closely. So right now I'm using the lever closed, knocking out that bottom line. As you can see right here, I'm using my corners. I can't stress this enough. Corners are a must use. Alright, when you're fading, make sure you're using your corners. It's not necessary to use the full blade all the time, so make sure you utilize your corners. Alright, with the side taper, it's really easy. Alright, all you gotta do is do the same step. So with the lever closed, I'm just setting in my first guideline. Right now I skipped the lever open and I'm using the 1 open just to you know, get straight to it because a lot of wavers don't like a high taper, so I just got straight to it. Right now I got the 2 guard open and I'm basically going up and kind of blending it in, just like I did to the back of the taper, but the side you also want to bump it up to a 3 guard also and kind of blend it in. So right now I got my 3 guard open and I'm blending in just a little bit more. Of course it's not really setting in a guideline, it's just softening everything up so that it looks blended, you know what I mean? It doesn't have a harsh bulk at the top, it doesn't have a bunch of hair at the top, so it looks bulky. Right now I got my zero guard closed and I'm flicking out that middle line. Now with the lever open, I'm just gonna blend it in a little bit, that middle line, so it looks a little bit more of a blend transition and a smoother transition. Right now I got the lever closed and I'm basically using my corners and knocking out that bottom line. Right now I'm gonna speed up this process because I already showed you how to do the back and the left side, so the right side strictly the same thing. Alright, so right now I'm using the one guard open and knocking down his front line. The reason why I'm knocking down his front line is gonna give you a crisp line. Also, it's better for a waver when he's doing his brush sessions and you finish lining him, and you know his hair won't hang over during a brush session after you cut him. So always knock down the front line with a guard size below what you already set. So this is a 2, I'm going down to a 1. When cutting a waver, it's always important to get the straggly hairs off the top, the frizz, because it just makes for a cleaner cut when you actually knock off the little hairs. So right now I'm using my afro shears and just knocking off the little hairs that I see. I'm also gonna run behind it and do a freehand trim with my magic clips. They're actually modified to be balding clippers. So this is how you finish a 360 waver, 360 wavers cut. cut. And if you like it, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, hit that subscribe button now, cause this is fire, alright? This is how you cut a 360 waiver. It's your boy 360 Jeezy, and I'm out of here. Cheer.